community, your stories. WBZ News at 11.
Right now at noon, the mother of a missing Fitchburg boy and her boyfriend get ready to face a judge. What could happen in court? Last-minute shoppers swarming the stores. We're live to tell you which ones are staying open late. And a crucial spacewalk now underway to fix a cooling issue on the International Space Station. Find out how the mission is going.
Live from our studios in Boston, WBZ News at Noon starts right now.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Kate Merrill in for Paul and David this noon. We'll get to those stories in just a minute, but first, you're going to want to bundle up today before you head out the door. It is a cold one out there. Meteorologist Todd Guttner has a check on your Christmas Eve forecast. Forget about those temperatures over the weekend, Todd. Christmas is back.
Oh yeah, and so is winter, at least the winter feel is. We haven't had much sunshine during the morning hours, but now that we're getting to the afternoon, if you look to the west of Boston on the horizon, you can see a lot of blue up there, and it's creeping toward the coastline. Here are the current temperatures. Boston's at 32 degrees, 29 in Worcester, still above freezing in southeastern Mass. Watch out, though. There'll still be a little patch of black ice or two. Haven't had any sun to melt away any of that ice. Now, later this evening, another blast of cold comes in, and as it arrives, there may be some flurries or snow showers Christmas Eve. Yes, that'd be kind of nice out here on the Cape and Islands, south coast of New England. Most importantly, though, down in New York City, there may be some coatings to an inch of snow later on this evening, and then it's all about the cold for tomorrow morning. Christmas Eve forecast, just a flurry early on. Where'd you go? There it is. Christmas Eve forecast, a flurry early on with the teens, and then Christmas Day, sunshine in the 20s. I'll have more on the forecast coming up in a few minutes. Kate?
All right, Todd, we'll see you then. Thank you. Well, if you need to pick up one last gift, some stores are making sure you have plenty of time by staying open late. Michelle Roberts is live at the South Shore Plaza in Braintree today, where people are surely taking advantage of the last-minute holiday shopping, Michelle.
That is absolutely right, Kate. There were 26 days from Thanksgiving to Christmas, and that's 6 fewer than we usually have. So as you can imagine, the South Shore Plaza is completely packed. A lot of people are here taking advantage of some sales today, and they likely will be doing that until the doors close.
Sleepy shoppers got out of bed before sunrise on Christmas Eve morning, and the lights were on at South Shore Plaza in Braintree.
I heard Macy's was open all night, and I happened to pass right by on my way to work. So I got up a little early and decided to stop in.
And she wasn't alone.
You're saving money, and you're out here and you're beating the crowds.
The crowds came later, mostly huddled around the jewelry stores.
The only store that had a line was Pandora.
What brings you here today?
Well, you know, last minute.
Last minute gifts, last minute Christmas shopping.
Everybody's got the same answer.
Hopefully they all have the same solution. I made out okay.
Every store is competing for those last-minute dads on a mission. According to Shopper Track, sales are down more than 3% for the last full week of shopping compared to the same week last year. And that means one thing for customers. A good deal is easy to find.
I've seen a lot of 50% off, so yeah, absolutely. I will be taking a look around.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas.
While many rushed to finish the Christmas list, the Connolly family got all dressed up for a holiday tradition.
What do you want Santa to bring you?
10 years old, 10 years of pictures with Santa Claus on Christmas Eve.
Pictures to remind them what the holiday is all about.
It's exciting to see everybody in a festive mood and with the anticipation of Christmas coming, to just be in the middle of it.
Ho, ho, ho.
Well, Santa will be here in about 12 hours, but the mall will be open until 6 o'clock. And after that, there are some options. Toys R Us, Target, and Macy's all open until 9 o'clock. And if you are a really big procrastinator, there are some options tomorrow. Starbucks will be open, as well as some Walgreens and CVS pharmacies. So if you need something, you can go there tomorrow. Reporting live in Braintree, I'm Michelle Roberts. Kate, back to you.
All right, Michelle, that is a great tip. Thank you. So far this Christmas Eve, no major travel issues to report. Most flights are leaving on time. Of course, if you do plan to hit the skies, remember to leave yourself some extra time, though, to get through security. You can check on the latest travel delays on the road and at the airport by heading to our website, cbsboston.com. In other news today, police are trying to track down a driver who hit a man getting out of his truck and then kept going. The hit and run happened in Brighton early this morning on Washington Street. No word on the victim's condition. police are now searching for a white pickup truck. If you know anything, you are urged to call police. We were there after a Boston Globe truck and a pickup collided on 93 North, sending the pickup halfway over the guardrail. Police shut down 93 North while they pulled the truck back onto the road. They shut down the lever connector to clean up the debris from the crash. The driver of the pickup and a pregnant passenger were taken to the hospital. The mother of a missing Fitchburg boy and her boyfriend are getting ready to face a judge. 5-year-old Jeremiah Oliver hasn't been seen since September, but police only recently learned he was missing. Investigators fear that boy may be dead. Prosecutors have charged his mom, Elsa, with reckless endangerment. Her boyfriend, Alberta Sierra, is facing assault and battery charges. 2 sisters are charged with attacking and robbing an 81-year-old Hudson woman. Police say Anna and Lizetta Navarez walked up to the victim outside of the Hudson Petco last week, pushed her to the ground, and then ran off with her purse. A short time later, the victim's credit card was used to buy $1,000 worth of stuff at a nearby Walmart. Surveillance cameras at that Walmart led to the arrest of the sisters.
My officers and myself, we took this personally. This was a senseless, cowardly attack on an 81-year-old female who has all the, no way to defend herself from someone of this nature.
The victim was treated and released from an area hospital. She's now recovering at home from her injuries. Police in Keene, New Hampshire are trying to piece together a murder mystery today. A 48-year-old wheelchair-bound man was found dead in his Pearl Street home over the weekend. The victim, David Wheelock, was a registered sex offender, but investigators don't know if that had anything to do with his death. Based on the time of a 911 call, police believe he was murdered between 9 and 9:30 on Saturday night. Well, right now, astronauts are making some important repairs to the International Space Station. This is a live look at outer space courtesy of NASA TV. The astronauts are fixing problems with the ISS cooling system. Tara Mergener fills us in on why this is such a crucial mission.
2 American astronauts are conducting a rare Christmas Eve spacewalk.
How are we doing, Mike? Doing fine. I guess you're all waiting on me, huh? That's a beautiful view.
Astronauts Rick Mastracchio and Michael Hopkins are on their second spacewalk in 4 days to replace a faulty ammonia pump.
Copy, Bolt 1 released, moving to Bolt 2.
The problem caused one of the space station's 2 cooling systems to shut down on December 11th. The crew had to turn off all non-essential equipment. The astronauts spent 5.5 hours in space on Saturday removing the broken pump. This morning, the astronauts got the spare pump out of storage, then went to work installing it.
Hopkins and Mastracchio will now work in tandem to bolt this spare in place.
The Christmas Eve spacewalk was supposed to take place on Monday, but it was delayed after Mastracchio accidentally got a small amount of water into his suit at the end of Saturday's mission. He had to put together a new suit while the other one dried out. There have been no other problems with the suits on this mission.
They test all of those systems to make sure they're in flawless condition before they ever venture outside.
2 Russian crew members aboard the station are set to head out for a previously scheduled spacewalk on Friday. Tara Mergener for CBS News.
Now, this is NASA's second Christmas Eve spacewalk. The first one was in 1999 to make repairs to the Hubble telescope. We have some spectacular new images of Saturn to share with you today. NASA released these dazzling new images of the planet and its moons. They were taken earlier in the year by the Cassini spacecraft, which has been studying the planet for the past 9 years. Well, footing the bill for mistakes that proved deadly ahead. Here just how much a compounding pharmacy at the center of that meningitis outbreak now has to pay. And Tom Brady throws a party for a good cause while he was out and about spreading some holiday cheer. Plus, homeowners struggling to pay their mortgages get a break just in time for Christmas. We got your details ahead. We've been through a lot together this year. Inconceivable tragedy, unlikely victory, the final chapter of one of our darkest sagas. It's been a year that's tested us, marked the end of an era, but through it all, our spirit has never been stronger. No matter what the new year brings.
At WBZ News, we'll be here every day.
Telling the stories that matter to you.
Welcome to Toyotathon. How can I help?
I'm buying a car today.
We've got a big selection. Which one?
No clue. Thought I'd surprise myself. Excuse me, what are you buying today?
A Corolla. We're getting a RAV4.
I'm getting a Camry.
A lot of choices. Let's keep it rolling. What about you?
Current Toyota owners and lessees can get a $119 a month Prius C-Lease or 1.9 for $60 plus $1,500 loyalty cash. See more offers at buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Disney on Ice presents Passport to Adventure, a ticket to family fun right in your hometown. You're invited to get $15 tickets to the opening night performance. Opens December 19th for the first time ever at Aganis Arena at Boston University.
Heart disease is the #1 killer of women in America. Many women have symptoms that are unrecognized or ignored. Learn more at cbscares.tv.
Brought to you by Planet Fitness. Get heart healthy in the judgment-free zone at your local Planet Fitness. Closed captioning is brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers. Go see your New England Chevy dealer today. This portion of WBZ News is brought to you by BMW of Peabody.
Some homeowners are getting a Christmas gift from the new chief who oversees Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. He says he will postpone, maybe even cancel, a planned fee increase that would have added millions to the cost of mortgages. Housing experts say those fees would have been passed on to borrowers with less than perfect credit histories. Hyundai and Kia will spend almost $400 million to settle charges that they overstated gas mileage. Last year, the EPA found the automakers inflated fuel economy numbers on 13 models. So instead of collecting a monthly fee, Hyundai owners now have the option of taking a lump sum of $350 and Kia owners about $660. Well, some folks are calling an East Wareham woman the Grinch who stole Christmas. Police say Kimberly Lawson tricked a church charity into giving her a bunch of donated presents. Lawson was arrested when she apparently tried to sell off the items at her apartment complex. Police say she told the church she needed the gifts for her 2 young kids, but Lawson's kids are both grown. The church got the gifts back, and they will be given to deserving families this week. Bringing a family together just in time for Christmas. After the break, a heartwarming reunion 2 little kids never saw coming.
Those stories never get old. Can't wait for that. Well, it's chilly outside now, but another round of Arctic air is about to blast in. Your cold Christmas forecast is coming up.
Good afternoon, everybody. As promised, the flakes flying.
When winter weather hits New England,
Another snowstorm. This one could bring a half foot.
WBZ Chief Meteorologist Eric Fisher covers it like no one else.
Zooming out the mobile Accuweather lab, this is where we're going to be seeing most of the snow stack up. Let's talk about some of the storm headlines. This is the real deal. Conditions are just right in the atmosphere. We've got about 3.5 to 4 inches on the ground here. And as we head through the night, that mix line starts to move in.
Join Eric Fisher and go wherever the weather takes him. Weeknights on WBZ News.
She kicked us out drunk. She gets drunk every single night.
Were you and your boyfriend smoking pot in the house?
Judge Judy.
Today at 4 on WBZ-TV.
Using the power of the computer implanted in my brain, I can analyze evidence. I can visualize a crime, the criminals, and their victims. But after all my searching, even with so much power, and $1 billion chip in my head, every time I look for my wife, I find her in the same place.
Find out, Daddy.
How could you?
Accidentally locked my keys in my truck while stopping at Dunkin' Donuts. So now I'm sitting in the bed of my truck, sipping a latte and smiling. Hashtag my Dunkin'.
Enjoy a delicious latte the next time you stop at Dunkin'. Share your story. Hashtag my Dunkin'.
Stop. If you've been hurt in a car accident, don't even talk to the insurance company until you call us first.
Some insurance guy tried to cheat me, and I said stop and called Patriot Law Group.
Be careful.
I was careful. I called Patriot Law Group first.
Let us greenlight your case. Call us right now.
Patriot Law Group got me $29,800.
Call us. It's just that easy.
Patriot Law Group, the car accident authority.
Call 1-800-683-7200.
Today is the first time in a long time we go surfing while well rested. Time for some 6 a.m. Dunkin' coffee. Hashtag my Dunkin'.
Dunkin' Coffee, brewed to perfection for the rich, smooth taste you love. Share your story. Hashtag MyDunkin'.
WBZ is bringing you Boston's biggest New Year's celebration ever. It's First Night Boston like never before. Bringing the new year live from Comedy Square with host Jonathan Elias and Lisa Hughes, with performances by Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Patti Smith, Boston's own Gentleman Hall, and many more. From midnight fireworks to entertainment throughout the city. Go to cbsboston.com/firstnight for more information. Celebrate Boston strong all night long. Coverage starts at 11, only on WBZ.
This portion of WBZ News is brought to you by DePrisco Diamond Jewelers.
Methuen family is back together just in time for Christmas. Both parents are in the Army, and their children didn't think Mom and Dad would be home in time. As Bobby Sisk found out, the surprise means a little boy and girl's Christmas wish came true.
Melissa was over actually in San Antonio, Texas.
At times, Army Sergeant Doug Vallant and his wife, Army Private Melissa Vallant,
We weren't sure about him, honestly.
were unsure they'd be here, side by side, in time for Christmas.
It's kind of like those everyday things that you take for granted. You don't have them. You know, like Ariana sitting here distracting me.
Their family has been apart for 5 months. Melissa is new to the Army and was training in Texas. Doug is stationed right now in Alabama.
It's been really hard.
That's why what happened Sunday afternoon meant so much to them and their children.
I was thinking that I was going to have a blue Christmas because blue means sad.
Just as James and Ariana finished singing Blue Christmas at their daycare's annual program, their parents walked on stage.
I was wondering, like, what is that them? That can't be, but that must be.
I've watched those a billion times, and you know, you always sit there and cry, like, oh my goodness, like, what if I was there, what would I do? And it's an amazing feeling.
The homecoming is starting to sink in. The family all smiles as they watch the video.
It's moving. It's very deeply heartfelt.
It's what 8-year-old James wanted for Christmas.
This was my Christmas wish.
His description pretty much sums it up.
The broken heart was broken, but then the heart got fixed back together because the family came back together.
The director of the children's daycare organized the reunion and worked on it for 2 months and kept it a secret. But it's short-lived. Both parents will head back out next week. The children will stay with Melissa's mom until they're all back together in March. Bobby Sisk, WBZ News.
It's a great story. It's just tough that both parents have to go.
Sad to hear that they have to go back, but at least they're going to get Christmas.
It's amazing.
Yeah, what a gift.
Like we said, we love those stories so much.
Never
so
ever
much
get
better
old.
than the shopping.
Easily, hands down
Right?
better, yes.
It's cold out there, though.
We really chilled down. I mean, we were at 60 plus over the weekend, and now winter has returned just in time for the holiday, so I guess that's a good thing. And a few of us actually may see a snowflake or two later this evening as another blast of cold comes in. You can see it looks gray over the city from our rooftop camera looking east. That's where the clouds are. But if you look west, oh, there's a lot of sunshine, and it's right on Boston's doorstep right now. Visible satellite shows that cloud line breaking its way through Metro West, off to the west through Worcester and Worcester County. Nothing but blue overhead. Thick clouds just offshore from the Cape. And that's where the rain was this morning, and had a couple of snowflakes mixed in with those raindrops as the colder air was catching up. And now it's in place. 32 Boston, 29 degrees in Worcester. When you factor in wind, the wind chills right now are in the 20s everywhere. So it's back to the cold stuff. 25 in Boston. It feels like 21 degrees right now in Worcester. Now later tonight, we've got another little system coming through. See this dotted line here, this black dotted line? That's a piece of upper level energy. It's got some juice to it too. So as it swings through, it may kick off some snow showers. Most of them should be down in Connecticut and around New York City, but some flurries in Boston, not out of the question. And then another blast of Arctic air follows that for Christmas Day. It's going to be very cold. Here's the forecast spelled out for you. Flurry this evening, and then clearing. And then the winds pick up. Temperatures drop. We'll have wind chills in the single digits by tomorrow morning. Very cold as you're opening up the gifts. No need to go outside because it is going to be so cold. Sunshine in about 15 degrees. Tomorrow, another one of these days where we have ineffective sunshine. High of only about 25 or so in Boston, and even less than that to the north and west, the suburbs to the west of the city. Clouds will start to advance in tomorrow evening. That's a sign of a warm-up. Milder air starts working in. We see clouds tomorrow night. And as this milder air works in for the second half of the week, it'll initially come in with some snow showers on Thursday. I don't really expect any accumulation, but there may be some light coatings or dustings to the north and west of the city once again, where it's colder and where we have some snow right now. And then following that, back to a tranquil pattern for Friday and the upcoming weekend. Incredibly, a storm-free stretch, which will last through the weekend. So really good travel weather here in the Northeast. AccuWeather 7-day forecast. Sunshine's going to return this afternoon. It stays chilly. This evening, there's a chance for a flurry, and then Santa will be shivering as he's dropping off the gifts later on tonight. Low temperatures in the teens. Tomorrow, Christmas Day, lots of sunshine. Again, it won't help much with a high of only 25. And then slightly less cold air for the second half of the week as it comes in. Again, those flurries and snow showers on Thursday. Friday, mostly sunny, high 35. In the weekend, a little milder. Closer to 40 on Saturday and 40s on Sunday. We should top out around 45 degrees on Sunday. Kate?
Santa doesn't get cold because he wears the big red coat.
Oh,
hat.
Of course, and he's got the big belly too, right?
And the beard.
That keeps him warm.
All part of it, Todd. All right. On the Health Watch this noon, a Massachusetts pharmacy has agreed to pay $100 million to victims of the meningitis outbreak. The New England Compounding Center of Framingham says it will set up a compensation fund. The contaminated steroids made more than 700 people across the country sick. 64 people died. The deal still needs approval from a bankruptcy judge. Scientists have finally figured out why Rudolph has that very red nose. When you're the lead reindeer on Santa's sleigh, it gets pretty cold. Scientists say that is why blood rushes to Rudolph's nose to help him stay warm. Scientists say without this increased blood flow, his nose could actually freeze. But technically his nose was red before he led the sleigh. And while the real Santa lives in the North Pole, his helpers, who dress like him, have a very tough job. The University of England interviewed mall Santas and found that many of them were threatened on the job. Pushy parents also make it very difficult. Turns out men with real beards actually get paid more, though, to be Santa than those who don't. Well, it was a Christmas party to bring attention to a good cause, and some familiar faces were there. Tom Brady, Julian Edelman posed for pictures with Team Tom Brady at Fenway Park. The team members were all participating in next spring's Best Buddies Challenge. The 100-mile charity bike ride raises money for people with developmental disabilities. Well, tracking Santa as he takes to the skies coming up, how little ones can keep up with the holly jolly one as he makes his drop-offs tonight.
It's been a year we won't soon forget.
This has been a dark day in Boston.
We knew that something terrible had happened.
He is facing a charge of first-degree murder. The blizzard of 2013, and we are right in the thick of it.
It's hard to imagine the city of Boston without him.
And no matter what the new year brings, this is the team you can count on. Because the stories that matter are the stories we cover. WBZ News.
Next, Dr. Phil, our cold case mystery.
You believe that your mother and brother have something to do with the death of your father.
Today at 3 on WBZ-TV.
Toyotathon is on, and there's never been a better time to get an amazing deal on a huge selection of new Toyotas. Hurry into Toyotathon today. Get Toyotathon 0 for 60 on an all-wheel drive Highlander. Toyota, let's go places.
Now, in less time than you ever imagined, you can breathe new life into your basement and add much-needed living space to your home with the Owens Corning Basement Finishing System. Did you know installing drywall can take months? But our system is installed in about 2 weeks with virtually no mess. So in practically no time, you'll not only finish your basement, you'll transform your home. Call 1-800-BASEMENT now for a free video and design consultation. It's a fact. Nobody knows basements better than Owens Corning.
This holiday, give WeatherTech floor liners. They're laser measured to perfectly protect your specific vehicle. Front, back, even up the sides. Check out all of our automotive accessories at WeatherTech.com or call 1-800-CarMats. Complete protection, completely American-made. WeatherTech.com.
Bridgewater State University, learning and service around the world.
You know, I feel very strongly that we all have more capacity than we think.
I worked a lot in the lab with bacteria back at Bridgewater. Coming here gave real meaning to what I can potentially do.
Bridgewater has given me the opportunity to learn. We all have something to give. Connecting biology with interacting with people.
To just completely transition my mindset.
Bridgewater State University, at home and around the world. Toyotathon is on, and there's never been a better time to get an amazing deal on a huge selection of new Toyotas. Hurry into Toyotathon today. Get a Toyotathon $189 a month lease on an all-wheel drive RAV4. Toyota, let's go places.
This portion of WBZ News is brought to you by Elizabeth Grady Spas.
On this Christmas Eve, there's a new effort to get homeless veterans in Massachusetts off the streets. Coming up today at 5 o'clock, how military vets who were once homeless themselves are making a difference. And it's an app that edits a 6-second video and shares it with the world. Coming up at 5, why Vine is such a craze right now. Some people in China are using the cold weather to get creative. Check this out. It's a huge snow sculpture art expo. Turns out as much as 100,000 cubic meters of snow was used for that. Started back in '88. The expo is now one of the biggest festivals in Harbin, the ice city of China. Well, listen up, kids. Santa has already started making his trek from the North Pole, and NORAD is tracking his every move. We have it here for you right now. You can see right now he's flying towards New Delhi, India. Santa is scheduled to arrive in the U.S. sometime after 6 p.m., but he doesn't come to your house until you're asleep. So make sure you go to bed on time, and if you want to keep tabs on Santa, just log on to noradsanta.org. You forget that he's already en route.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know it's 12 hours away from us.
He started at 6 a.m. this morning. I've been following on Twitter the whole way. I have. He's dropped off like 500 million gifts already.
Sounds a little obsessive, Todd.
It's Santa.
Yeah, you
Come
do
on.
want to know where he is.
And kids, lights out, I think, is 6 o'clock this evening, right?
Yeah, right.
Lights out, 6 o'clock.
I just hope my kids are asleep by midnight. That would be good. I want them to stop at our house. It's a cold day out there, though.
Very cold today. No rain, though. You know, those errands that you were trying to do yesterday afternoon, at least I was, pouring rain, kind of impossible to get them all done. Well, today it's much easier. It's just a little on the cold side. Might have a flurry this evening. That'd be nice with Christmas Eve around. And then Christmas Day, 25 degrees. That's it. Very cold here on Christmas Day. After that, less cold with temps in the 30s. Normal winter pattern, normal winter cold as we hit the weekend. And no storms, Kate, in sight.
It's great.
Yes.
Good weather.
Very good.
To go outside and play with all your toys.
Tomorrow's be a little chilly. I'll let the kids do that.
Yeah,
Bundle them
exactly.
up.
Not us.
Watch it through the window.
Have a great